Stannis Baratheon is here at King's Landing in today's Game of Thrones Siege Battle, and he is here to remove the Westerlands and the Lannister King, Joffrey, or so-called Joffrey Baratheon, from power. And yes, we have a glorious 3v3 battle here with the sort of like the War of Westeros sub-mod, well, mod I should say, for Attila Total War, and it is sort of more like a book-based Game of Thrones. I was going to call it Lord of the Rings. It shows how often I play Lord of the Rings. Game of Thrones mod. So yeah, it's based not on the show, but more on the books. That's why everyone's in more like middle-aged sort of style, like uniforms, instead of in those classics or like very much show-based uniforms. And yeah, it's very, very cool. We do have three sort of, well, it's technically Crownlands, but I was going to say it's like three Stannis armies. Technically they're under the Crownlands at the moment. Hopefully they get changed and aren't under them anymore. And they're fighting off against three Westland, or three Lannister armies here in this one. And already we've got some Dragonstone Outriders dashing on in here and actually already getting, looks like they're cutting down some Levy spears there, which I guess is represent the sort of like the militia spears. Now some of the Lancers have videos, some Shields of the Rock here, a more elite infantry unit. But yes, this is a glorious 3v3 Game of Thrones siege battle. If you felt like, you know, with all the House of Dragon stuff going on, it was definitely worth and appropriate showing this one off. And yeah, if you haven't checked out the War of Westeros submod, it's done by the same guy who created the Eldorath Total War submod. It's certainly still a work in progress, but this one is available. You can get it on ModDB. I'll leave a link for it in the description down below, so you can go and check out the mod. It's really, really fun. I've covered it a few years ago, and with like a bit of an overview, and I think also I've covered a replay as well, or two of it. And yeah, it's a really fun mod, and it actually kind of is a bit more stable than Seven Kingdoms, which is the other sort of more like show-based mod for Game of Thrones that there is on Attila Total War. And oh, that's looking good. Lots of towers starting to collapse. Lannister sword levies starting to get killed by towers collapsing. As you can see, we're here at a sort of a King's Landing sort of map. It looks very, very cool. We've got like the Dragon Pit over here, which is like looking like a very ruined Colosseum. We've got like the Scepter Baelor up here, which is one of the sort of the cap points you can take. And then all the way over here, we do have the Red Keep. Not looking very red, but it does look quite cool. And actually does look a little bit like the Red Keep a bit. Obviously, can only work with what you got in Attila, like the assets there. You can't. There's not really a Game of Thrones sort of like building assets that you can just easily use. But they do look very, very cool. It's a very fun map. This is a map that's added in with the mod. Like most of the custom maps that there are for Game of Thrones on Steam Workshop are all in this mod as well, which is really good. Saves you downloading them. We do have Red Cloaks here, Shock Infantry, two-handed sword unit going in against some spear sergeants here. Obviously, most factions, like in the books, would just be like made up of sword and spear sergeants and knights. But I do like that they are making sort of like some unique units, like these two-handed Red Cloaks. Very cool. I just give a bit of differentiation to some factions. We do have Kingsmen, so these obviously like Stannis' troops. Kingsmen, they're a shock infantry unit. There are also Queensmen somewhere, if I can find any. We've got some Rylor Lightbringers here, which are a bow unit, so an artillery piece here. Stannis is dotted around. There he is, Stannis Baratheon. He's dismounted and he's going into the action. I respect that, like he did in the show. Stannis dashing in, and yeah, I mean he's easy to identify. He's got his red cape. He's going on in now, so we'll see whether Stannis can survive. I guess if he dies, then that's technically like Stannis' claim over, and like I guess his daughter, I forgot what his daughter's name is, could persist the claim, or I guess Renly could go for his claim. But actually, I guess Renly's dead at this point in the books and the show, so that wouldn't be the case. But yes, I guess the Baratheon claim would be over if Stannis dies. So you're going to keep himself alive, basically, as Stannis. There's another assault going on over here, another defense here. We have some more wall fighting taking place. We have, looks like, some swords on the wall here. Lannister levies going up against men-at-arms. I think the Baratheon should win that one there. We do have a sally out waiting here as well. So we do have Tywin Lannister. He is getting ready with some knights. These are, I guess, to represent like the sort of the Lannister and Tyrell reinforcements. So we were going to use Tyrell, but we think have like Tywin Lannister. I guess we could have had Loras Tyrell instead. But like yeah, in the show, and I think in the books as well, is a Lannister and Tyrell sort of host that comes to save the day and sort of like knock Stannis away. That's how he loses the battle. He basically has all of the Stormlord, the Stormland like lords, or the Storm Lords, I guess I could call them that. Bar and the Reach as well. But he basically has all of them apart from Tyrell. So it's a big host, like 100k or something. It's something like insane. I think 100,000. I feel like for some reason sticks in my head. It's probably not that as many as that, but certainly several tens of thousands. Like a big host that like the Crownlands and the Lannisters could not deal with easily unless I guess some disaster befell them, which I guess kind of happens with the Tyrells obviously changing sides. It's a large amount of the force changing sides. I think, yeah, Renly has like a force of like 100,000 supposedly when he like rallies all of them. Whether Stannis has that many, I don't know. Not really sure if it says. We have levies going in there against more spear sergeants here. But yeah, this is a really close siege. It really does come down to like pretty much the last stand. I think it gets all the way back to the Red Keep. There's this fight. It's a really close one. It's one that we did a little while ago on the server. So if you ever wanted to get involved in any sort of like War of Westeros sieges or battles yourself, feel free to join our Discord. The link is down below in the description as always. Fire arrows coming in here, trying to break these shields of the rock. A pretty heavy spear sort of unit for the Lannisters. I think if I remember correctly, the Lancers have some pretty good bows and crossbows and some decent shock, and obviously their cav's pretty good for like, but then everyone's got pretty decent cav. I think like Stannis' faction have pretty good melee cav, and also mace infantry and shock infantry is pretty good for them. Let's see if we can find him there really good. They got the spear sergeants here. Swords to the rock, pretty good. Like a better sort of like men at arms. Yeah, Queensmen here. These are some macemen that are in the service of Stannis. They look very cool. I do like all like the burning stags. They look very cool. And then yeah, we've got Dragonstone Outriders, pikes as well. Going to be very useful in the siege battle. I don't know if I think everyone has pikes available though in some form or another. But yeah, the champions of the Stagger melee cav are pretty good. I don't know if they have decent shock. Baratheons, I think they have melee cav instead. I say this Baratheon. There is obviously like the main Baratheon host of like Renly as well. I think is a actual faction. Yeah, I feel like they should be in the Stormlands really. Even though like Dragonstone is in the Crownlands, yes. Like Stannis' host is really sort of like made up of a lot of Storm Lords. And even some like Reachmen. I'm pretty sure one of the Reach is in the like Florence, like really loyal to Stannis, even after like his defeat here in the show and in the books. I'm pretty sure the Florence are like still with him. Like one of the diehards, like that really believe in like Rylor. I think that's right. I'm feeling that's correct. Oh, this is not good. Swords of the Rocking surrounded down here by spear sergeants. Not good. Player should not have stood his ground here. Seems like he is making a pretty sort of weak defense here. I mean, this Shield of Rock is defending the gate. Should really get off the wall. I mean, there's Queensmen inside already. Yeah, this Shield of Rock, what's it doing here? Just standing here. Just seems like it should not be. It's not being microed at all. We've got Swords of the Rock here pushing back. Looks like some spear sergeants having some joy there. That's good. And looks like we see more Shields of the Rock going onto the wall. Potentially, we do have a lot of infantry now for the Lancers. There's over on this side of the city now, shifting across. They're going in a bit of a conga line here. I guess they realise that there isn't any sort of defense that they need to make on that far wall, so they're now coming over to this side because this is, yeah, Stannis leading the way is smashing through the Lannister lines here. We've got flaming artillery shots coming in, trying to do damage to this wall that the Red Cloaks are on. I don't know why they haven't got off. They really should. They're just getting hit on the wall freely. They should get off the wall and try and engage these men at arms down here. I do like, even though that it's like in the book, it's sort of like book sort of design where everyone just kind of has like typical medieval sort of armor. No one's got like really ornate like armor like the Lannisters do, which, like, yeah, the Lannister armor looks quite impractical and it doesn't really look like plate armor in the show. But I do like that they still managed to like put stag cordons on some of these infantry with the Baratheons. Like, we gotta do it. You gotta do it. A faction that has a stag as like its emblem, still gotta put stags on there. You gotta love it. And then we got some mounted sergeants now arriving here for the Lannisters. They're coming in, trying to smash on in. Trying to do some damage here, trying to go for Stannis as well, of all things. And yeah, there's a Mountain Sergeant here as well, also just trying to clash with Spear Sergeant. It's not a good combo at all. But as you can see, the Red Keep, they're actually really pushing towards the Red Keep. There are some Swords of the Rocket defending, and we've got, it looks like, some crossbows, and also a couple of generals in the back here. But yeah, the Baratheons are already nearly through. They've kind of just smashed through this corner here of the wall, and kind of gone around the back of a lot of Lannister defenses here. We've got, yeah, Levy Swords here, just getting clubbed to death by Queensland. So yeah, these Macemen are just going to easily deal with these levies. I think the levies are supposed to represent like the gold cloaks who aren't yet in this mod, but I really hope they do get added. It'd be really good to see them in. And they could be in the Crownlands faction, that's for sure. And Kingsguard, you could have the Kingsguard, which is in the Seven Kingdoms like mod. They added them.
Units have rallied and returned to the battle.
Yeah, you could have like the Kingsguard, and then you could have like the Gold Cloaks and sort of like a Crownlands sort of like faction. Maybe you could add like, I don't know, like the Golden Company as well, potentially, if you want to add them in there, because they kind of were under the command of the Crownlands. Mountain Sergeants here really aren't making much of an impact, but they are drawing forces away from the Red Keep, so that is, I guess, a benefit. The Lannisters, yeah, are about 800 men down at the moment. And yeah, the good thing for the Lannisters, though, is these Lightbringers are running out of ammo. So, I mean, and they've still got a lot of ammo here to the Longbowmen of the Rock that they can use on just about anything they want to. It's kind of hard to tell when units are breaking. This one here is breaking, is this Mountain Sergeant. You can barely tell. They could do with maybe making that a little bit different, maybe making them sort of like, you know, pale, like white, like the emblem here, like pale and white out, sort of, just to represent that it is actually breaking a little bit clearer. Player here, again, just allowing his archers to get charged. This guy's been charged already, obviously, once. Or I think he's just been shot up a lot, but yeah, not a lot of micro going on there. And yeah, the player on this side is still not moving. Like, he's still got a sword unit here, Shields of the Rock. Just pull this guy back. Like, what's he doing here, the Shields of the Rock? It's a good spear unit, you just want to get it back. The gates aren't even damaged, that they could just, like, get through them. They need to fall back there. The gate over here has been captured, and I think we're about to see Dragonstone Outriders go through, and a whole bunch of other units now making a dash for the gate. Got Queensman, and it looks like also, yeah, a lot of the Rylord Chosen and Dragonstone Outriders all going out that way as well. Or maybe, or they changed their mind. Might be changing their mind now. Maybe they're going to still face off against the Knights of Castle Rock, I'm not sure. But yeah, they are doing okay at the moment. Our Stannis' forces, they're breaking through. I mean, technically they got further than they did in the show, certainly, and maybe in the books as well. I can't really remember. In the show, like, Stannis is fighting on the wall, and like the Lannisters sally out through the mud gate, which I guess is that gate over here. The Lannisters kind of like sally out and actually try and, you know, force the Baratheons back away from the city. And Tyrion's like leading the assault areas. He's not actually an available leader in this mod yet, but I kind of hope he does get added. That would be funny to see him. To have like a little dwarf Tyrion, like, with a load of Lannister bodyguard. I guess you could give him his Mountain Clansman as his bodyguard as well. But yeah, if you'd like to see more of this sort of like mod, then I can definitely do it. And let me know what sort of like matchups you like to see, where you like to see the Vale face against like the Riverlands, or like maybe more historical battles, or yeah, just like I said, just like random factions go up against each other. There are like some limitations in this, like, there's not every house available. And not even like all the minor houses yet are available. There are some factions that have like minor houses, like I think maybe the North have the Boltons, which I know aren't really a minor house really in the grand scheme of things, but they're not the leading house. Good charge there from the Mountain Sergeants. Might have done a decent amount of damage to Queensman. We'll see, or whether the Sergeants are already dead. Essos is yet to be added as well, which is like, you know, probably going to be unsullied, and probably a lot of like the Second Sons, and I don't know, maybe some of the other sort of like Merchant Republics, they might get added as well, I'm not sure. But yeah, hopefully they're good. Archers here with a decent amount of ammo being killed off right now by Kingsman. Not good to see at all. I think Baratheons losing this fight. I mean, the spear sergeants go up against, just seems like shield to the rock. It is actually a pretty even fight in the sense of the spears versus spears. There is a lot of these light breakers which are just archers in this fight as well. They're getting side shotted a bit, I think, from these longwomen of the rock, which is probably helping them out. And I think we're about to see a shields of the rock in a moment. Just try and go down the side here of the street, try and go through there. Trying to, and to be honest, it's a fairly legit tactic. They didn't even, like, their formation doesn't even get in the way of any of the Stormlanders there. They're going to be able to sneak around and can try and help out. What is going Berserk over here? A Kingsman go Berserk? Oh, that's a cool thing. I guess because they're like maybe fanatics? Like, so like religious fanatics, so they love the Lord of Light that much that they just go Berserk. It's kind of an interesting concept if that's the reason. Those spears have actually got him behind and now going to try and route these spear sergeants here, try and help out their sword comrades. There you go. I mean, you can see there the swords of the rock and the shields of the rock trying to do their best. We've got a general here. We've got Knights of the Castle Rock trying to smash through here. Stannis is still very much alive. He's lost about half his bodyguard though. He has been in the thick of the fighting. Yeah, this general here needs to be careful. I think he's going to try and maybe go for a rear charge, try and hit the back of these spear sergeants, help out the infantry here. In they go. Knights of Castle Rock in their blood red armor. I think that has broken them actually. Yeah, that is shattered. Dragon's Own spear sergeant, really nicely done there. A general has just come down here. How is he? That's where he is, I do not know. And he's running into infantry down here, Kingsman, and yeah, just a whole bunch of Kingsmen. I think he's pulling through. I don't know if he's meaning to or what, but yeah, he's going to die here. Is that general. And there you go, that is one general said, I think that's the army that was over here. It's just pretty much already dead anyway. He just didn't really put up a great fight, unfortunately. Tried to defend the walls and ended up just kind of not partially defending them. Spears here still holding. These guys could have got out so long ago, but instead are now trapped by the gate. But so yeah, Dragon's Own Archer's going to execute them in the back as well. I mean, it's not a great use of ammunition. Shouldn't the attack should probably save his ammo for something better, because this guy's going to die anyway. Just use like the general here just to hit them instead. So he's doing kind of anyway. I don't know if he meant to, but yeah, this general has already kind of engaged. Just dashing inside the settlement. There's a general gone for the enemy. Stannis is dead. Stannis has been gunned down. There he is. He's got an arrow to the face. Jeez, poor guy. So yeah, there you go. That is the rightful king of Westeros, of the Seven Kingdoms, dead. Got an arrow in his head and he died. The arrow somehow just faded away. But yeah, Stannis has fallen now. His bodyguard's going to charge in to avenge him. Technically, really, I guess the Baratheons should probably just break now, because their king, the reason they're fighting, is gone. Yeah, there you go. That's not good. And now the Westlands are going to break through their cavalry here. They're going to come into the back lines. So the cavalry did not actually go and fight outside the city. Both sides dashed their cav inside. So yeah, as you can see, yeah, the standoff, nothing really took place. There is some Knights of the Castle Rock over here. I think these guys are trying to hold back this horde over here. There's Pike's cavalry in here. It's not a good fight at all for the Knights of the Castle Rock. These guys have to go for a bit of a suicide mission to try and save the rest of the Knights retreating. And yeah, as you can see, yeah, now we've got a bit of a rearguard situation going on as one Lannister force tries to break through to try and get back to the Red Keep, while also holding back the Baratheons that have already broken in as well. And the archers firing in here. Yeah, doing some really good shots here with the longwomen of the rock. Really focusing down these Dragon's Own spear sergeants, getting rid of them. But you can see Baratheon forces here trying to sort of return the favour, gutting down these Swords of the Rock with good side shots here with Dragon's Own archers. We've got some a Dragonstone crossbowman, but for some reason it starts with an S. So it's Saragonstone crossbows. But yeah, they got more crossbows there as well, trying to do their bit. The Knights over here of the Castle Rock still going absolutely ham. Got some levy swords still holding on here. Some of the sort of city garrison holding on. The proper professional sort of Westlands army is now arriving. Queensmen here also going to get charged pretty hard by Westland Knights. Yeah, there you go. Those Queensmen getting absolutely mowed down, and that is not good at all. We've got a general on the way over here trying to dash over to try and assist the situation. Going ahead pretty much on his own. There's some Dragonstone archers here as well that are obviously there to assist. But yeah, really, the Knights of the Westlands have an easy kill here potentially on a general if this general doesn't seem to start to fall back soon. We'll see if he does. I mean, in a one-on-one, I'd still say that the Knights here are going to win, but we'll see. He's going to go in, I think. Yeah, look at this. The general is persisting. I don't think he's even getting a charge off. I don't think he meant to charge in. Yeah, there you go. He's going to get caught. It was just like the infantry's still a long way away here. Dragonstone pikemen on their way, but not quickly enough. It's another Cavian over here, champions of the Stag. They're outside the settlement. They need to be inside, saving their general. Really do. Because here comes all the Knights going after that general. Is he going to be saved? The Baratheon's going to lose a second general. Well, Stannis is already dead. I guess this is like maybe one of his commanders. It could be like Davos Seaworth, I guess, or it could be, I don't know, it could be one of the Florent, sort of like guy, Lord Florent. This is one of the other sort of like notable Storm Lords. Yeah, Rylor's chosen. Already nearly down to half strength. Here comes the champions of the Stag. It's a weakened unit. Only has about 26 riders left. We have got Pikes as well on the way. But yeah, the Rylor chosen is in a bad shape. We've got Knights of Castle Rock in there. We have Shields of the Rock as well, so that's like a spear unit. Yeah, plenty of spears actually in there. The Outriders here on the flank. I mean, there's archers here. I think are these longbows firing at there? I don't know what they're firing at actually. Oh, they're firing at something on the wall. A cannibal crew? Is that really what they're firing at? Or maybe they're firing at the champions Stag over here. I don't know. They're firing at something, that's for sure. Tywin is very much now inside the settlement. He is safe, sort of, I guess, amongst the Lannister forces. The general has fallen back and has somehow managed to get out of there alive. The Dragonstone pikemen arriving just in time to force back a Lannister cav. And Lannister infantry is also starting to withdraw as these champions Stag, I guess, sort of like just cover the front lines for now. Both sides kind of withdrawing in the end and not really coming to much apart from a lot of that general's bodyguard being cut down. There's another general here, a healthy one. So these are the two. This is pretty much I'd say untouched armies here for the Baratheons. They didn't really have to do much fighting here on the wall, and the reinforcement army, because the fight at the coastline over there was like so one-sided. The reinforcement army didn't come outside. It had to dash quickly back inside. Got Knights in here though. They're clashing with Queensmen. There should probably be break-ins in there, wavering, but yet to be broken. Archers as well. I mean, they can fire. Yeah, I was going to say to the Pikes. Just do as much damage as you can to these Pikes. Because they are going to be very, very key as the battle goes on. I mean, if you just carry on pushing up towards this ramp here, up towards the Red Keep, and then they can try and win this fight here in the Keep or the Gatehouse, I guess. I don't know if there's really any sort of polearm units for the Westlands. Guards the Rock, maybe there's technically a shock infantry unit, but I think, yeah, they're not shock, they're polearms, definitely. So yeah, maybe they have some polearm units to these guards. But they're like, yeah, they're definitely a polearm unit. Look how they're standing. They just need to be renamed to not be shock infantry. I think this mod is very much still a work in progress, but it's still fun to check out, that's for sure. Knights of the Castle Rock getting focused down by archers. Looks like they are about to maybe go for a charge. And these Knights here getting absolutely blitzed here by archers. And there you go, they're running for their life.
Enemy troops
kind of getting stopped here by by their own infantry. There are Dragonstone archers here that can easily be killed off. if they wanted to be the Knights. Still have a few targets that can go forward. I mean, Dragonstone, men at arms there, easy kills. There's a lot of things you can hammer and anvil over here. We've got Tywin just, stood here, not doing anything.
And return to the battle.
Need to be careful. I don't think there's anything that really can do any damage to him, but he is just kind of just chilling. Go for a rear charge. He could onto these infantry down here. It's the last sort of push by Stannis' forces. They got really close to the Red Keeper. Not quite. There you go. Yeah, I think Tywin maybe just trying to now get through this mass retreating Baratheons or Stormlanders. And then also, trying to now get back to the keep, as there is still plenty of Baratheons on the way. It's kind of even, 2,900 against 3,000. And you've got to remember that the Lannisters, though they possibly have like lesser troops and they've got quite a few archers and cav, they do have the Red Keep as a very strong defensive point that they can fall back on. And if they have to run down the timer, they have to run down the timer to win. You could argue that, like, if the timer runs out, another, like, the Tyrell elite force arrives to save the day.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Men breaking. And I don't know what exactly was breaking. It just looks like a lot more, lots more Kingsmen breaking. I was going to call them Kingslanders, but that's not the right word. Just Kingsmen breaking. I mean, they might be from King's Landing, some of them. Unlikely. You never know. Swords Rocket again, trying to hold a bit of a rear guard up against Queensman. That's not going to last long. The Lannisters need to start thinking about falling back to the Red Keep, because they cannot hold on here. And actually, we've got a bit of a push going on by some guards the rock, as they're going to push towards
our victory point has fallen to the
some
enemy.
Dragonstone Spear Sergeants. They might engage these guys soon. Pole arms pushing forward. I think they're trying to maybe get the cavalry into play here. There's a lot of Baratheon forces on their way. They need to be moving quickly. Shields the rock look like they're going to go over here, maybe try and hold this line. Lannisters, and they're actually going in over here as well, the Lannisters. But they're going in with infantry and archers. Again, trying to silence these archers here, trying to get some kills on these guys. Again, the archers pull back. Pikes, sort of that layer of security that they can rely on if they need to. I mean, you can put some, I was going to say, you can put infantry onto the wall and outflank them. But most of these towers are destroyed, actually. I mean, you can get off that one. But yeah, Rylo's chosen. This general here, he has been kept very much safe and sound. I mean, this is actually, I think, all that's left of one Baratheon force. It's not a lot. It is actually mainly this Baratheon force over here that's got to carry on the fight. I mean, yeah, it's about 2,700 against about 2,800. It's very close, numbers-wise. I think balance powers are in favor of Stormland slightly because of Cav, maybe? Pole arms here have Cav in their front lines. They're able to probably just poke to death. Problem is the shock infantry in their back. Those guys are probably going to lop off some heads. They're here to, well, actually they can't really put their chosen lord on the throne because their chosen lord's dead. He's been shot in the face. And he's been killed. So really, like, they just here to kill Joffrey, I guess, at this point. Put anyone else on the throne. There's not really anyone more appropriate to put on the throne. Maybe Gendry, put Gendry on the throne. He's a Baratheon, even if he's a bastard. Yeah, the Knights of Castle Rock having to fall back here, just like in the face of these pikemen. They're just like the good cavalry sort of counters. Another shock cav over there. It's just, just been focused on and killed off, I think. Yeah, it was just the cav here, still looking for options of what to do. A lot of cav have died here. I think this was in a cav charge against pikes. Charging cav and pikes, I actually think I missed it. But yeah, these pikes are really effective at killing cav. I think I missed it accidentally. That was quite funny to see. We've got red cloaks coming forward here. I don't know why. They need to start pulling things back to the Lannisters. Trying to get stuff out of here, not put more stuff into the front line. building. Yeah, it's still got at least 1, 2, 3 units of pikes, maybe a 4th somewhere here. Yeah, 4 units of pikes to go in for the forces of Dragonstone, the Baratheon forces here. So it's still got, yeah, some good units to throw in. I don't know if the Lannisters have any pole arms left.
This is a shameful display.
Shields to the Rock. They've got for Guard to the Rock. Swords to the Rock. Shields to the Rock. Lots of units of the Rock, but not the one we're looking for. Guards to the Rock. Oh, they do have one. Costs about 30 troops. They've still got a fair few archers as well. We've got longbows here. We've got some Golden Lion crossbows as well. I think Tywin's still alive as well. He's inside the settlement. So yeah, he's still in. He's probably now consoling his grandson, the king. But yeah, this is not looking good here for these poor spears that have been left outside to try and defend. They'll fight on hard for their king and their Lord Paramount Tywin. There's no victory for them. Only defeat and massacre. There you go, they're routing. Look at that, 103 and they're breaking. Eesh, that's sad to see. And it looks like some more units here getting caught out by Berserk. Champions of the champions, the Stags. Their melee cap, they also go Berserk. Interesting to know. Quite a few of these units go Berserk for the Baratheons. Could be a bit of a hindrance for them, really. It might be super strong, but yeah, super. I don't know what sort of unreliable. I guess the right word I'm looking for. Maybe it's a word I'm looking for. You know, could potentially just break or just go berserk and just run off somewhere else where you don't want them to be. Could be a problem. We've got a sword unit here that's going to try and hold the line against these champions of the Stag. It is melee cast. I don't know how great it is on a charge. Spear's now coming in to try and counter them and get some few kills here. Champions of the Stag recharging. And they're going berserk, actually, these guys. It's the risk. I guess maybe it's the fire projectiles that could maybe set them berserk, a bit like elephants in Rome 2. I don't know, maybe they just go berserk if you just keep them in melee a little too long. But these guys are winning. The Lannisters, they should cut down these champions of the Stag easy enough. But yeah, this is all that's really left for the Baratheons. I mean, they've got a couple more units arriving now, some Dragonstone Spear Sergeants, and yeah, Rylor's chosen here. But yeah, there's not a lot left. Actually, they've still got to get through the Red Keep, and we are about halfway into this battle. And yeah, it's still really close. About a 600-man disadvantage for the Westerlands, but they do have a really strong keep to try and hold, and it is just a one-way in. But we are going to see a bit of an outer defense first, it seems, by these units here. The Shield to the Rock and the Sword to the Rock as well. A very cool detail as well. I realize while this siege is going on, there are 7 gates in the city. I think a couple have been destroyed or captured and so therefore destroyed, but this one's destroyed. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So yeah, there's 7 gates, which I thought, oh, is there? Or maybe it's there 8. One there, 1. Maybe that one didn't count as one, even though it is operational. Or maybe it's maybe this one. These are just, well, I guess maybe these are the same gate? I don't know. But yeah, I think there are 7, maybe 8 gates. Which if that is the case, then that's actually inaccurate. And you know what? I don't care and don't listen to what I'm saying. But there's a lot of gates in this one, which does make it. But I think it's supposed to be 7. There are 7 icons, but there are definitely 8 gates, I think, actually. Which is a small accuracy. But there are, yeah, it's like, you know, in the Westerosi sort of culture, 7's a very good number. 7 gods, 7 gates, 7. I think there might be 7 hills. Well, certainly there's quite a lot of hills in King's Landing. I think it might be 7. A bit like sort of like Rome's built on so many hills. There definitely is quite a few hills in King's Landing. It might be 7 as well. Anyway, less of me wittering, and we're going to start the assault. It seems for. The Baratheons, or are we? I don't know. It seems like they're playing quite slow at the moment. I'll come back. I'll make a quick cut and I'll return once the Baratheons and the Lannisters have started clashing again, whether that's inside the walls or outside the walls. I'll see you guys in a moment. So we are back. It didn't take long, and the Baratheons are at it. They're sitting in their archers first, I guess, to sort of like try and weaken these units, but all they're doing is feeding kills to these shields of the rock. I guess they don't want to send in like the pikes first, or any sort of like really good shock infantry in fear of these golden lion crossbows up here. We have got a spear sergeants come forward, but maybe the Lannisters don't think that's worth shooting. Also, there's archer towers, to be fair. So I mean, these guys are probably doing a lot of damage, and they are like, I think they're like typical Attila archer towers. They are like super fast firing and do a lot of damage. So yeah, don't need to use archer ammo when you have archer towers to help. There you go. I think units are starting to break. Yeah, there's one archer gone. The spear sergeants are holding their line. They're gonna have to face off against the shields of the rock. We've got Queen's men coming up. Those macemen. So they're going to be sent in, and you've got Dragonstone archers here. I don't think they have ammo. They did get a volley there, or someone got a volley from the crossbows. Where it's the Queensmen, where it's the archers. But yeah, a volley did go in there. We do have Tywin dashing about looking for stuff. I don't know if he's doing anything. He does have a morale debuff ability where he like inflicts like -20 morale. It's something incredible like that. They're like, I think it's just called like fear or something like that. It's all dread, I think it might be called. And he just pops that -20 morale, and it's unlimited, which is pretty damn insane. It's a very, very cool ability. I mean, I'm down for that sort of like ability. If they give like other sort of like generals like really cool abilities like that are really overpowered. Like -20 morale is a lot of morale. Like you got to think that the fire projectiles only do -4 morale, so it's 5 times that. I don't know if it lasts for long. Probably not. But it could make a difference in a really close siege or a land battle. Whether that'll get changed, I really hope it doesn't. But I think that would be really, really cool to see that in play like effectively. We'll see whether it gets used here in today's siege. I mean, it's 2,100 now against 2,005, nearly 2,600. Just keep an eye on the numbers. So at the moment, yeah, the Lannisters are closing that gap. Kingsmen and Queensmen here fighting side by side. I'm trying to remember what the name of the Stannis' queen is. But she is quite really into like sort of like the Lord of Light herself. So I guess he's the Queensmen are really should be the Fanatics, not the Kingsmen. Like they should, maybe they do go berserk as well. But I think things like like Stannis's like so like he's not as such a zealot, a religious zealot, but maybe he kind of is, I guess, by the end. He burns his own daughter. A bit fucked up, but yeah, maybe that's why they go berserk. I don't really know. I feel like the Queensmen should probably go berserk as well, though, in that case. Or maybe they just did it because they're shock infantry. Shields of the Rock here winning decisively at the moment against the Kingsmen. I think it is because the crossbow fire coming in is doing a lot of damage. It's a thin red line, though. A very thin red line. Trying to hold back a lot of yellow. And what broke there? Just the spear sergeants. Isn't a lot. There's some of the Queens. We've got spear sergeants there, but I think after those 2 units of shielded units, we'll call them, there aren't many. There's another spear sergeant here, but not very healthy. We've got Kingsmen, another tiny little spear sergeant. And then it's just the Pikes and the Kingsmen, units that are obviously very vulnerable to archfire. The Baratheon player, it's been a good. I mean, it looks like they are going to get them off the Pikes. It looked like they were, I think, for a while going to be bugged out and stuck on it. It looked like there's a few guys stuck at the very top. But yeah, they were trying to get the Baratheon player was trying to get a siege tower inside, then go up this ramp and then land them on that the towers on here. But I think the walls would be a little too low potentially for the towers. I don't know. Maybe they wouldn't. No, maybe not. I think they do look like the same sort of height. Yeah, I think they are actually. I'm just kind of looking at the siege tower, looking at the height. But I think that was the plan anyway, to try and get these towers inside. But I guess maybe it's just like a hard-coded thing in Attila that you're not able to bring siege towers inside the settlement. So yeah, they just kind of like stop there like it's an invisible wall and they just hold there. We have got Queensmen now trying to flank around. Swords to the Rock have come to block off these Queensmen. These macemen, I mean, I just saw a maceman behead someone. I think that's how maces are used, but there you go. Yeah, these macemen should eat up the Swords of the Rock pretty easily. They're not the same level. The crossbows could do just focusing down these queensmen in the back, but I guess they're trying to save ammo for the pikes that are still yet to come. One was on the way forward now, but has since changed its mind. Yeah, it'd be so cool to do other sort of scenarios for Game of Thrones, maybe even some House of the Dragon ones. I'd like to see like some House of the Dragon factions get added, like for like the High Towers would be great. I think they get added anyway for Game of Thrones. But to see them get added, and so you could do maybe some other House of Dragon themed battles instead. And maybe I'd like to see Blackfires as well, like the Blackfire rebellions get added in. It's one of my favorite periods of Game of Thrones, like world. And it's just not really covered in any of the Game of Thrones Total War mods. Swords hold here. They are still combat even, but they are steadily dying. And you can see the spears are holding here still. They are not giving up. And actually, yeah, Dragonstone Archers breaking. The Queensmen are still in here, and Kingsmen as well. But yeah, we've got Knights that looks like they're about to come forward here, or Dragonstone Outriders going in. They're going to try and, I think they're trying to go through this gap. Yeah, they're trying to side charge these spears a little bit. Whether that actually really worked, I don't know. There is a bit of a gap here that they can maybe try and get through. They were in column formation. I don't think they have the space to do it. Actually, that Outrider charge should help a little bit. Look, they're losing now. Wouldn't you know? We are going to see Lord Paramount Tywin Lannister come forward. He's going to go out the gate, I think. Maybe he's going to go and help try and deal with those Outriders. But yeah, both these units now starting to break out here. And there you go. He pops the morale. It's a minus 20 morale debuff for 10 seconds. On top of the fire projectile one that's lasting for 12 seconds with minus 4 morale. So it's minus 24 morale temporarily, that was. Insane amount of debuffs there. Kingsman, they're going in a healthy unit. We've got Pikes coming forward as well. Now's the time, Lannisters, to loose your ammunition into that Pike unit. Make them wish they hadn't come to King's Landing. And already, yeah, 160 dropped already, like 20 men. That's insane. The crossbows really powerful in this mod. They really are. Really strong armor piercing abilities. The archers are pretty good, but yeah, nothing on these crossbows. I mean, on a wall mounted up here, yeah, they are machine gunning units down. Absolutely. What have we got coming forward here? More, yeah, pikemen. I mean, like I said, I don't know why these guys are carrying on the fight. It should really have gone. Stannis is dead. The cause is lost. The gap's sort of been found, but sort of not. There are Lannisters kind of blocking it, kind of not. I think they've kind of given up with the Pikes, not going to force it, and they're actually, I think, going to die anyway if they keep trying to force it. They're getting cut down a little bit. These Lannisters are just freely sparing these pikemen as they try to break through. It's just huge swords the Kingsmen are wielding. It's a scary look, it really is. There you go, the crossbows are focusing on these Pikes. I think, yeah, they can't form their phalanx formation. They're sort of getting stuck because they're trying to get through that gap. It's not worked. The Kingsmen are trying to follow. I'd say it'd be pretty okay to try and go force this push now if you wanted to. But actually, looks like the Kingsmen are side charging the Swords of the Rock a little bit here. That should break them. And actually, the spears have gone first. They've finally given in. Those guys have been holding a long time. Those Shields of the Rock have fought on to pretty much the last man. The swords won't last much longer, but the Pikes are going to be the first through the breach, and there are a lot of Lannisters waiting though. A lot of Lannisters here ready to defend King's Landing, and the Red Keep is the last stand before, I guess, the Kingsguard defending the Iron Throne, where Joffrey is waiting, quaking probably. Here they go. They don't care if Stannis is dead, I guess, these Baratheons. They just want Joffrey dead. Try and pike their way through these longbowmen, these spears. Looks like they're trying to get flanking charges here, the longbowmen. Kind of doing it pretty effectively. Don't think these pikes will last. Pikes are breaking already. Yep, there you go. Pike's gone. Now we've got a Kingsman in here. They're fighting at the gate still. The crossbows still have a little bit of ammo. I guess probably waiting for the next Pike unit to come forward. So there are a couple waiting over here. Yeah, there isn't much else other than Pikes now to go in. We still have one Queensman actually in reserve. They need to be sent in. I mean, these models look really good. I'm a big fan. They've done a really good job on them. I know that Eamon is planning to come back to this mod. He's just like, I think the first sort of like public version of Eldrath is going to go out, and then he's going to be coming back to this mod and doing some work. And there's other people as well that are working on Eldrath that are also wanting to work on this. And yeah, I really hope this takes off again. This is a very, very fun submod. I like the idea of it being more book-based rather than sort of like show-based, sort of with armor. You can still obviously get like, and the thing is like, obviously the show is kind of like accurate enough to the books, certainly in sort of like emblems and sort of like, you know, I guess strengths of certain factions. So we can still have like really strong like knights for the Vale. And like, I don't know, really disciplined in the Westlands. But yeah, it'll be really cool to come back to. I really hope they do more, and we get maybe more maps as well. That'd be great. More maps would be excellent. The Kingsman fighting in here still. I love the officer as well. His golden helmet. Maybe that's gold from the mines of the Westlands. Though I think in the show, but I don't know if in the books as well. Certainly in the show, like they're like, oh, the mines dried up ages ago. Like we're like just flagging that we have loads of gold. But yeah, I think I don't know if that's the case in the books. I feel like the mines are still pumping out, you know, gold and silver. I could be wrong. Maybe they have dried up as well in the books. Like I'm pretty sure, like Tywin says in the show, he's like, oh yeah, we have no gold left. We're like trying to blag our way that we still have it. Yeah, look at that. I mean, look at the death outside the Red Keep, and these crossbowmen are ready to inflict a little bit more. What is coming forward here? Some crossbows actually for the Dragonstone, for the Baratheons, I should say. I've called them about 3 different names, I think, today. Stannis' army, Baratheons, Dragonstone. It's kind of where all these forces come from, or at least what they're suggesting they're coming from. Yeah, there you go, Dragonstone crossbows running away. Queensman about to go in. Yeah, I think they're just cycling units in and out, resting them up, sending some back in. I mean, you see there's a bit of a layered defense going on for the Westlands. These units here holding the front line, shields to the rock, with some swords to the rock. And we've got another line of like shields to the rock. We've got bowmen, more swords to the rock here. We've got longbows as well with ammo left. We still have a guard to the rock as well. Halberd unit can be very, very key. Archers on the inside the settlement now getting focused down by Dragonstone archers. They're now using the walls against him. I mean, they can't see anything over the wall, but they are firing over it. They're like, oh, there's probably Lannisters in there somewhere. Just hit them. Hit them. And there are Lannisters in there. There's Lannister longbowmen. And that's what they're aiming for. I mean, they're nearly out of ammo, these Dragonstone archers. Still a lot of ammo for some of these longbows here. It's the concerning thing. And obviously they're trying to kill off these longbows so the pikes can come forward freely. And they are coming forward now. They're getting distracted, those longbows. Shooting that archer unit there. So the pikes here will be able to come up without being molested, really. Crossbows here, he's saving their ammo, it seems, for maybe another pike unit. I'm not really sure. I mean, if the Lannisters bait in the Baratheons a little bit more, then they can hit them from better directions. Right now, they're kind of just not really being flanked with the Baratheons. The Lannisters fall back a bit. They can let more Baratheons in, and then they can try and sort of like encircle them a bit more on these 3 fronts as V formations being formed up here. Tywin's still very much alive and kicking. I think 2 of the generals are for the Westlands. Don't know, maybe just the 1. Oh, he's just there actually. He's just by the wall. That's where he is. grimy, bloody fight for the gate now taking place. A proper sort of medieval sort of scrap going on here.
Broken and are fleeing.
These Queensmen still fighting on hard. This is like the Lannister sort of Thermopylae. Defend this tiny little choke point. And pray that the Baratheons don't break through. Really, they need to sort of retreat the Baratheons as well, to be honest. Let the Pikes get to the front lines. Pikes are quite stuck at the back, I think, at the moment. The Queensmen are still near the front lines. The Kingsmen breaking, Queensmen and Spear Sergeants still in there. Getting side shots now, these archers into the side of these shields of the rock, trying to do some damage to them. Killing a few, but I think the moment being this formation is actually massively helping with sort of missile block. If they're getting rear shots, they're still helping with the missile block there, which is huge. Also, crossbow setting up here as well. And crossbow's going to arc, I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they can arc. So them being there, they can also shoot over the side of the wall to try and hit these guys if possible. The longbow's going into melee. I don't know if they meant to. Maybe not. I don't know. He might have been set in on purpose. I'm going to go with no, potentially not. Oh no, this one has definitely been setting in on purpose. It's got no sword. It's got no ammo, sorry. It's got swords to use to cut down a few more rebel Baratheons. But I guess, yeah, in this weird universe of Game of Thrones, with Stannis dead, I guess, you know, they wouldn't then retreat more. They're probably like, I don't know. I'd imagine that like these rebelling lords, like knights and stuff that were with Stannis' army would go to Essos, because that's where like sort of rebels and exiles go and serve in the Golden Company, or in like the Second Sons or something like that, in a mercenary company, because they wouldn't go north. Like Stannis wouldn't be alive to go over that plan of his, try and claim the north as his way to try and claim the Iron Throne. So that means the wildlings wouldn't be defeated by Stannis' army, which means that the Night's Watch would probably be overwhelmed. Like Jon Snow would probably be killed by the wildlings instead. So like, actually, like, with Stannis dying does actually have a massive sort of knock-on effect to sort of like the other events in Game of Thrones. Obviously, this is just a fanciful outcome. Kingsman about to go in. 6 minutes after this replay, will the defenders break through? Or, sorry, hold, or will the attackers break through? It is now 200-man, well, nearly a 100-man difference, really. About 130-man difference. Still Pikes, though, for the attackers, it can make a big difference. I mean, I guess the polearms go in. I don't know how well polearms counter Pikes in this mod, if they do at all. The range would suggest they wouldn't. Yeah, there's still a lot of elite infantry in here doing a lot of damage. There you go, it seems as though they're throwing it all in now. It's the last throw of the dice, all the Pikes coming forward. The general here coming forward as well, and he's dismounted, I think ready to go into combat. Well, at least one of the generals. I think the other one's still alive, even though he's pretty banged up. Yeah, he's back here, still alive and kicking. Looks like, yeah, lots of archers coming forward as well. They're going to make one sort of last push. Maybe sheer weight of numbers will help push back the Lannisters out of their choke point. I mean, they're nearly through here. The first line, Shields to the Rock, nearly dead here. There's another line of Shields to the Rock, though, to try and break through. And actually, yeah, they're on this flank here. Kingsmen are actually now engaging the longbows. And these shock infantry are probably killing them off easily here. Come more swords, trying to counter that shock infantry push. Kill them all, lads. Kill them all. Kingsmen, though, they could go berserk any moment. I don't know if they will necessarily. I thought so, though. They're slowly trickling in as well, and they're actually falling back. Maybe to recharge? I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if the player realizes he's the only one in combat on this flank here. He needs to try and push more onto the side if he can. I'm imagining it is difficult to pathfind, though, in this tiny little choke point. They could break this out sort of defense, though, the guys still holding here. Give them a bit more mobility, but I guess that Lannisters certainly don't want to provide that if they don't have to. Red Cloak is still a healthy shock, which is the elite shock for Lannisters. They will be going in soon. They've probably had a decent match for the Kingsmen, but we'll see. Archer's nearly out of ammo in quite a few areas here for the Lannisters as well. They're using up all their ammo shooting these pikes. Red Cloaks have gone in, trying to stabilize the center line. They don't want the Baratheons to be able to push out, use their numbers. Which, to be honest, actually, I don't know if they have numbers at this point. They don't. They're both at about 1,400 men left. It's very even when it comes to the men count. This is quality now that's going to make the difference. And also, I guess the Baratheons can't use all of their men that they have left. They are slowly breaking through. Longwomen on the rock there dying. Kingsmen are trying to pull out one combat, try and come over here and assist, but I think they're losing troops because of that. We've got Golden Line crossbows also coming off the wall, trying to help stop these Kingsmen from breaking through. Whether the pikes are making much of a difference, I don't know. I don't think they've really been able to set up and phalanx properly. A couple of them look like they're sort of in a bit of a line, but not all of them. Some rallies or something going up here, brace going up. I guess it's probably from Tywin, potentially, or maybe the other general. There's literally a minute 50 left. It doesn't look like the Baratheon's going to be breaking through. And actually, yeah, Balance Power is now shooting quite quickly in favor of the Lannisters. They both have about 1,300 men left. Sides in a bit of a deadlock now. It's just sort of going to be who has the strongest will, or will it just come down to time? It could also just come down to time at this point. The Lannisters can keep holding on. I mean, this battle's have been going on for the best part of an hour, I would have thought. So I mean, any moment now the Lannisters might just win, and it potentially be like a draw, but I guess a defender victory because they've held on. Though it does look like I think they've lost one capture point. They never took the Scepter Baelor, but they took the Dragon Pit, did the attackers. But yeah, obviously the other final cap point is the Red Keep, which you have to take. It's, I guess probably the hardest one to take, really. It's a fun map. I do like it. I'd like to do another one, maybe like do another sort of like Lannister defense, but have like the Starks, maybe like the Knights of the Vale, and sort of like Essos. You know, all of the sort of like the Northerners and their allies, and the Targaryen force here to attack. Like what they have in Season 8, that cursed season. And there you go, we have a draw for the Lannisters. Technically it's a victory for the Lannisters, I guess, because they hold on. The timer did run out, and the Crownlands, or the Baratheons of Stannis, did fail to break through. And I guess they're going to have to retreat back to their ships and try and leave for Essos, because their king is dead as well, which is the major thing. But yeah, this is from my perspective playing as one of the Westlands armies. I had Tywin as my general, as kind of like the sally out force, well, not the sally out force, the reinforcing force. Yeah, my Swords of the Rock getting 104 kills, 123 kills. My Archers did okay, like 92, 97 kills, 163, but this one actually is very good. But I feel like crossbows just feel like they're stronger. Mounted Sergeants, 109 kills, one of them. Then my Shields of the Rock, 125, 116 kills. My Cav, 196 kills, 157 kills. Then we have Leon playing as one of the garrison forces of the Westlands. Yeah, his infantry really kind of like just got trashed. I mean, he's got one Swords of the Rock with 145 kills. Yeah, his infantry, his Red Cloaks, did like nothing. 127 kills with the Shields of the Rock there. Then we have Omens playing as the other Westlands army. He got 178 kills with his Levy Swords. It's very good for them. His Levy Spears, not so great. His Archers, 108 with one of them. But his Crossbows, it's so much better. 175, 299 kills. His Shields of the Rock, 254 kills, and 85 kills of these Red Cloaks. So, yeah, it seemed a bit of a hit and miss, really, for the Red Cloaks. Then we have the Crownlands, played by Bane here, getting 123 kills with his Dragonstone Archers. And then, yeah, Men-at-Arms really struggled, I think, trying to go over the walls, also maybe just fighting off against superior Lannister infantry. These guys kind of are a bit sucky, these Men-at-Arms. Not as good as, like, the Queensmen and the Kingsmen. But 82 kills with the Kingsmen here. His Queensmen, though, getting 180, 140 kills. They're the real MVPs of this game for them. And then we've got Chicken Wolf playing against the second Crownlands army with Stannis, getting 43 kills before he fell. 100 kills with one of his men-at-arms here. His Spear Sergeants, 80 kills, 92 kills. His Outriders, 133 kills, 108 kills with the Lightbringers here. 143 kills, 200 kills, 237. I think these like Lightbringers are really good for bows. They're like actually like an elite bow unit. Definitely better than maybe like the Lannister ones. Then Kingsman getting 222 kills, 121 kills. Then we have Dostal playing as the final Crownlands army, or like final Westlands army, not Westlands, Baratheon army, Stannis army, whatever you want to call them. 101 kills with his Archers here, 165 with Lull. Maybe these guys are just getting better angles, I do not know. 141 kills with his Archers there, 128 with the Dragonstone Archers. Yeah, they got some decent kills, actually. And then his Spear Sergeants, 135, 198 kills. Them's very good for the Spears. His Kingsmen, 108 and 101 kills. And then his Queensmen, 188, 153, 191 kills. Some very good kills there for the Macemen. But there you go, guys. Stannis failed to take King's Landing. He nearly did it, but it did cost him his life, but his forces nearly did break through. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy this Game of Thrones Siege. If you want to see some more, do remember leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment show support. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.